All right, guys, our guy, WhistlinDiesel. Cody just did a second video on his torture test, but this time he focused on the F-150. So I just did a video here a few days ago, just my reactions on what WhistlinDiesel did on the Tesla Cybertruck where it snapped the frame off. People were really hating on me. I got a ton of thumbs down. People are saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. This hitch construction is not the problem, blah, blah, blah. What's funny is you got to watch this video because it's going to prove exactly what I was saying in the last video. And just to preface, I freaking love Elon Musk. I like Tesla. I don't have an EV, but if I was going to buy one, it's one I would consider. I like what they've done. I like SpaceX, everything this guy does. He's a mad scientist. I love it. It's fun to watch. And it's no rip on the Cybertruck because I still think the truck is awesome. But the fact that WhistlinDiesel took this to the level he did proves a point. So let's do this. This video just published a few hours ago, and it's hilarious. I love what this guy does. I think he's the most ultimate internet troll. He's actually highly intelligent. It's super fun to watch what he does. And if, you know, check his channel out. It's really funny. I'll just give you my reaction on some of this stuff because I just love this.
The fact that the entire Cybertruck frame snaps in half. What? No! This is never supposed to happen under any circumstance. Contrary to some comments from some low IQ people on my page, the frame in your truck is not a crumple zone. It's what holds the truck together, actually. Today, we're going to be proving that the F-150 doesn't snap in half when you bump into a concrete block.
I'm the rear bumper on your new Tesla Cybertruck.
And I am barely hanging on. Actually, the hitch broke when it fell.
The Tesla dropped 6 feet with the rear hitting the concrete, but they didn't do the same with the Ford. If they had, the Ford would have broken in half.
The funny part about this is when I made my reaction video of this, I literally talk about the difference between a cast aluminum product or any cast product for that regard versus ductile iron that is fabricated in the fashion that your standard hitches are. They're welded together. They typically won't break very easily because they've got a good modulus strength, but they'll bend and they'll bend and they'll bend until they break. Whereas when you don't really bend cast products, it just, the modulus it's not very elastic, and it's gonna be strong until it just snaps. In this video, we kind of see what happens.
So the last video did exceptionally well, just as we expected. Today is following up on something major that we need to address. There were several concerning entire frame snapping off with the hitch. First of all, I think the Cybertruck is a great innovation. I really like Tesla and Elon. I think that Elon is thinking outside of the box, and that's really important as humans to think outside of the box. All the other automotive manufacturers are kind of staying inside of the box. Look.
100%. I totally agree with him. I think Elon is incredible genius. What he's done with all his companies. Yeah, I know some people turn it into politics and whatnot. That's irrelevant. The guy is so freaking smart. He couldn't hire a chief rocket scientist, so he did his own engine development. It's just amazing.
Look at what Elon did with rocket engines. Look at this engine compared to this engine. That is nuts. Before I begin what I'm about to do here, I want to preface this entire video first to say I'm still not biased. I haven't talked with any automotive manufacturer, and no one has bought me out. As you can see in this Tucker Carlson video.
So we called Elon and said, hey, will you send us a Cybertruck?
It was another sponsored video. My job is to find the flaws. Our whole frame just snapped. I found something major. So in my Cybertruck video, I drove the Cybertruck off of some concrete and it came down and smashed the hitch. And then after I had to pull the F-150 out, the hitch snapped off of the back of the Cybertruck. That's not okay. This is a truck with an 11,000 pound towing capacity. Now, I don't have this Cybertruck with me here today because it's at Tesla, currently getting repaired. I think the bill is up to around $12,000 now for repairs. That's not including fixing the frame because you can't. It sucks because I really admire everything Elon's doing, and I think this Cybertruck is innovation.
Wait. What did he say? What is this? It says X. Because if I wanted to be controlled, I live in North Korea.
And I think the Cybertruck is innovation. But what I don't think is amazing is my truck spontaneously disassembling. The hitch is hooked up to what? Let's just say that's going to be a big problem, and it already is. 2 days later, I got this message. Family pulling a travel trailer hit a large bump on the highway, lost their rear end, and then got rear-ended by their own trailer. I don't know if there's any reports on it, as I haven't been able to find anything.
That's crazy.
Seeing it and taking a picture as we drove by. I said,
it's not good.
You watched the trailer come off. They hit probably a pothole, and the truck and trailer bounced probably 6 inches off the ground. Exactly.
Good Lord.
And when it landed, the trailer ripped off and smashed into the back of the truck. We slowed down as the trailer went all over the place before coming to a stop. I took a picture of that on the side of the road and kept on our way. To the T, that's exactly what I said would happen, and it's gonna happen again. Let's say your trailer hits a pothole or gets a flat, it could shear this whole thing off. As you can see in Tucker Carlson's video, they're loading up a trailer full of dirt, which weighs considerably heavier. Or this guy hauling a skid steer, or this guy hauling a TRX, or this guy hauling other things. Wow, yeah, there's gonna be a lot more accidents. So I hope you don't hit a pothole on the road because your entire hitch is gonna snap off. The Ford would have broken in half if we dropped it onto the concrete. So today we're gonna be doing that to prove that steel doesn't break off. We have these nifty little concrete barriers that everyone was complaining about because they said that the Cybertruck came down onto the barriers and snapped the hitch. Well, unfortunately, you see, sometimes...
So I do think that when the Cybertruck came down and did make contact, I do think it weakened and probably put some stress fractures in that gigacasting in that area where the hitch is assembled. So I think that's true. And then you just saw the jerking motion that the F-150 when they're pulling it off the culverts. I do think that's probably what broke it. But I mean, maybe it was just the pulling it off the culverts that did it. But regardless, my thought is it probably fractured it on that hit.
On the highway, vehicles are subject to uncontrolled conditions. Someone had the nerve to say the F-150 driver slammed on their brakes when it was pulling it. Did you know that trailers have brakes? Today what we're gonna be doing is dropping our truck 5 foot on a concrete blocks 100 times.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Just to show that doesn't happen. I will definitely not be using a 90,000 pound excavator to brutally prove people wrong.
Hey, here's the 90,000 pound excavator you ordered to brutally prove people wrong.
That's me. Now you can see here, we have a solid steel hitch bolted to the back of a steel frame. Nothing is gonna happen. Nothing can happen. Yeah. It's steel. I'm leaving. See ya.
You can't. You're hooked up.
I'll tell you what, this is definitely a good durability test for the F-150.
This is gonna be so good. It's not gonna break. It's not gonna happen.
Jeez, Pete.
Yeah.
Look at the cab. You can see the bed. Yeah, folding into the cab. That's crazy. Jeez, oh Pete.
No, it's still on there.
But I think something major did happen with the truck.
Yeah.
I will agree, it is bending.
Oh my gosh.
I noticed the hitch didn't break off. It's literally just the back half of the frame that just bent up some. No, the truck itself is fine. Right. It's right here. The frame just creased right there. That's it. And I was dropping it hard. I do understand that that puts a lot of stress on something, but the steel is not gonna break. It just bent. I don't disagree that is a failure point. I mean, it shouldn't bend. I should be able to throw this off of the moon onto the earth and it wouldn't bend. They thought I was being biased and treating the F-150 nicer. I think that just proves that we are not trying to be biased here. At least my hitch didn't snap off and kill people. I'm the trailer on your Tesla Cybertruck, and I am barely hanging on. If you've been hit, rogue trailer has snapped off a truck, call Sweet James.
Dead man walking. Oh, geez. A lot of theatrics, but pretty funny.
Injury attorneys on planet press that the chain, instead of a strap or a rope, is what broke the hitch off. Let's see how the Ford hitch does with a chain.
He's ducking down so the chain doesn't break and come through and kill him.
Straightening the truck out. Hard to get straighten our frame back out. Concrete block falling from 15 feet in the air right onto the hitch. Surely that would just snap it right in half. I just straightened it out.
It's not gonna break.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Look at the frame, look. No way. The frame is completely straight again. Let's see if it starts and drives. Oh, yeah. Okay, well there you have it. The steel frame does not snap in half. Cybertruck durability test number 2 is coming soon. As soon as I get the truck back, we'll start on that. I know for a fact that under the right amount of stress, every single Cybertruck hitch is gonna break off. So I'm not sure what they do about that. I don't know if that's a recall or if that's as simple as calling every truck in and switching the labels to say less than 7,000. So yeah, that's a difficult decision. I don't know. I have not heard from Tesla yet. Now you may ask yourself, do Cybertrucks perform better than old steel trucks? And that is what I put myself here today to ask myself, to really question, to see if the new government-required electric trucks are really better than the gas trucks. Stay tuned for more.
As I mentioned before, I got no hate for the Cybertruck. Tesla, I think the truck is awesome. The fact that the thing is borderline bulletproof in certain scenarios with certain caliber guns, it's awesome. You know, if it was more affordable, I'd love to have one at some point. I think they're crazy. I respect what Elon Musk has done for the automotive aerospace industry. I'll be curious what will come of this. Whistling Diesel is kind of, I mean, clearly abusing the vehicles. But I will be curious to see. I will be surprised if there's not some sort of response from Tesla on this. I know he's just messing around and having a good time, but it is kind of fun to see what he's done. I mean, I never had much respect for the off-road capability of the G-Wagon until I saw what he did with the G-Wagon, and I'm like, dude, these things are intense. For that to be able to take the abuse it took, I know I gained a lot of respect for it. I just think what's funny is, I literally said in my last video, I think this has to do with the brittleness of the casting, the giga casting design in that area. And I was just talking to some other buddies of mine. We've been in the automotive industry a long time. And I'm like, dude, I don't think you'd see this type of stress or crack from a standard fabricated carbon steel frame or a hitch, I should say, not an aluminum hitch, of course, but like if you had a cast steel hitch, it might do the same thing as well. But I think specifically, it's the idea and the fabrication of how the hitches are designed on most of your standard pickup trucks. But anyhow, hope you enjoy the video. Just wanted to give my reaction to it. I hope Whistling Diesel keeps doing stuff like this because this is phenomenal and it's going to continue to go viral. Thanks for watching.